buzz.
Here we go. Here we go.
That said, over on DRX, we love it when people try to steal our comms. He was thanking everyone for trying to steal their comms, right? Because this guy said that they know exactly how to counter their comms. So if you're Talon right now, maybe they didn't watch the interview. Or maybe they didn't believe him. Let's find out which it is as Talon.
All right, map 3 elimination. Let's see.
And a little bit of
Let's see who goes home today.
Which they're going to need, because this is where the push is coming in.
Well, that's the thing. We saw how good DRX were on the attack with this comp. We didn't get to see much of the defense, so that will be the idea.
This harbor wall is literally the equivalent of a sage wall,
broken and stacks will go
but just not as good, right? It's like comparable in some ways. We kind of see it being used as a sage wall on this map. Oh, he needed a second. Fast skill, 3v3.
Swinging in with low HP, the shock darts finding those kills, and with the numbers on their side and a tap on the spike, that forces the swing out. The reveal catches both, and that should be it. Defuse for Talon and a pistol found to kick off Icebox.
That's the thing. If you're running a comp, you should know the weaknesses of it, and just spamming out that cove and almost just making sure
Chad already knows
that player as he tries to escape and work on that retake. I also like the way that they're using the high tide. It buys a lot of time for them. And
it's funny to see the GGs because you can also see what team this person voted for.
For an easier retake around yellow. A good start for Talon, and already I think
it's going to be a short one today, Hamza. I'm a bit hungover, and I want to try to reset for tomorrow. Try to get back into my routine. Watch somehow I show up late tomorrow. No, tomorrow no excuses. I can't be late, or even the rest of the event. I've been late twice in like a span of 3 days.
In a very good spot to start it.
Just fucked.
Need to avoid giving DRX anything here.
There's not even like a late start time. It's fucking 12 p.m., bro. You can't wake up at noon. You're fucking doomed, man. We can't do shit with you. You can't even fucking wash dishes at that point. We can't do anything, dude. We can't get you nothing.
The low ground and still give you some advantageous duels. Bit of a bold spot from Garnet, but it works out. And while RB and Stacks, they do at least manage.
There's no games tomorrow. Exactly. For Wednesday, I have to reset.
All in all, for Talon, it's not too bad.
Yeah, still coming out of that round.
You guys are right.
Bulldogs and a rifle. This is something that we'll see teams do.
You guys are right. Next match is on Wednesday. The next match is the next group, by the way. So that's going to be exciting. This is the 7th decider map Garnet has faced in his career. Uh-oh.
It's only the 7th decider map that
I will be streaming tomorrow, yeah. Variety tomorrow? Shit, dude. You guys really like variety, huh?
18 years old, coming in as
Let's see. Maybe. I won't say no.
Favorite players in this tournament to watch by far.
But that's the thing. Jitboy is 17.
All right.
So it is a very young squad. And the fact that it's sort of coming from one of the
full buy round
regions in the
for
of Thailand.
DRX.
Such young talent.
Got a 1 Vandal on bonus for Talon.
We'll see if they can make their dreams come true with a top 4 finish. The highest we will have seen.
Lots of opportunities.
Coming out
oh my
Thailand,
god.
But here we go. Crews battling early. They've still got rifles to play with. Only
he really wants that fight. I think they're smart to avoid the Vandal here. Let's see if Cruz is smart enough to reposition.
They could go for this.
I don't think he is going to be. But I like their idea of not contesting B, maybe because of the Vandal.
Starts to make a move. Okay, it's only towards the spawn. Wasn't sure if that was going to be
Zest on the Zed, the Zed Phantom.
It's not a terrible
a man of taste.
That anybody sneaking up the turret, the alarm bot. This is covering so much ground. It allows them to keep with this heavier stack on the A site. Should be difficult now for DRX to make that space. They've spotted 1 player at the back. They know Harper's close. Starting to get a feel of just how many players are here, but it doesn't seem to deter them. They're waiting for the utility to fail, and then they'll be right on their way through. Garnet's 5 HP. He's holding on barely, and he'll even get a kill. Even a little more.
How is this happening, bro?
Although he falls to the end, surely he's go, maybe
1v1, bro.
The last man alive, Zest, 1 versus 1. Look at the HP on the other
side.
Just
oh no,
needs to stick it all the way. Jitboys, though, coming up. The angle's good. 3 kills, and with a sliver of health left, he'll even get his ulti online for round number 4.
I don't know how half of their players survived as long as they did. It was just ridiculous to swing out from the pistol as well. The frenzy of Jitboy ends up getting him that rifle in the first place. But then also, just the fact that that was the same execution we've seen DRX do so many times. The point is to force them out of awkward battles, but it seems like Cruz basically just waited. The second they turn up, he goes, Viper Wall. And he delays. He gives them enough time to try and reposition out of those awkward battles DRX created. Although it was desperately close.
Can you please verbally express your support for Talon? Bro, Talon are so fucking good, actually, dude. I don't know why people are sleeping on them.
Finding quite the results they're looking for, and up against that bonus,
like,
although it was a strong bonus.
What was I thinking of my pick'ems, dude?
It's put Talon.
Why the fuck would I have thought NA teams would advance?
They're against pistols here.
All three got eliminated within 48 hours.
If they decide to stick it, they don't know.
All three. One drop, they all felt like dominoes.
Coming through. Ooh, I was about to say DRX are way ahead in this round, but RB.
Now that I think about it, technically we should blame Cloud9 because they kind of spiraled the losses.
But not quite.
They were the first one to lose, right?
Still into the afterplay. Many a time, DRX like to use this reckoning to almost help them out in the afterplant. And well, it's not often I've got to see two of these crossover at once, as both teams are going to try and apply this ult to make it awkward for the other side.
I know.
High Tide utilized to try and sex them up. But Zesh is still here. He's just waiting patiently. The shots don't quite connect, though. And now it's left all onto Marco. Running in. He finds a double instantly. And the time is ticking away. The flank is just too far. Marco should have done enough here.
Wow.
Explode. Foxy can't
that was like a half buy, right?
Yeah. Of the radius. DRX have just about taken that round, and Mako doing work on the site to pull it across the line, winning on time. And considering, you know, they were mounted up for a very, very strong comeback, and the fact that you had a late flank coming in from the Sova, the whiff up close as well, it should never have worked, but Mako just carved himself a little bit of space.
That was the thing. They used the opponent's Cove against them. The Cove, when it's in that sort of position, doesn't actually benefit unless there's someone else in the Cove, and they didn't know where Marco was coming from, so they had to try and watch for it. Very smart stuff to isolate those battles, and well, a huge victory. Just look at what it's done to the economy of Talon.
Yeah, for the 3-0 start they had, 3 weapons surviving round 2. Oh, good attempt, good position. But this round, across the board, is swinging to DRX. They're winning all the duels, and they've got B for free. Well,
oh my God, I'm getting nervous watching.
Look how quickly those rotates are coming. They've heard both of those players, though, rotate in. They know now they're going to have a fight on their hands, but they also know the weaponry isn't great.
Yeah, you can expect a bold play, a risk to be taken, and while Buzz is playing...
Did I see my new video thumbnail? No. I'll take a look now, though.
He's been pretty nasty with this pistol before, but not this time. 3-2 DRX break.
What the fuck? If they lose, I'll go balls? Did I say that?
Have another purchase.
Tarik reacts to NRG versus Loud. When the fuck did I say that?
When you're playing with pure Spectres, some pistols.
I hope I didn't say that.
Over on Talon's side, that would give them that little economic fallback, but because they went for the bonus, because then
putting words in my mouth.
Round, I think 4 with a little bit of a closer result.
I did?
DRX have given themselves that opening to fight right back into the game. They're 1 behind. They're on a bye. They've got ultis to play with. And the best part about it is,
okay, I'll just let nature take its course. This hair is like, it's falling off on its own, man. There's no rush.
Meanwhile, they're pretty healthy. Snakebite's not quite on the mark.
Again, I love the way they're using the cascade.
Baldric.
Closer angles. They're switching up whether they do a high dart as it comes along or using the drone through it to give them that extra little bit of space. But even still, this utility has to be respected. Cruz, he's going to go down to a spam and then a snakebite. And if he survived that, there was a shot.
Set mollies for sandwich.
Well. Just to make sure.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's a connection and a follow-up. That's the kill Spike Planter dealt with. Possibility for so much more to come from it. But I think they might have an angle.
They have KJ ult. This is going to be clutch for the post plant. So does he still invest KJ ult here? Or do they be greedy? Let's see if they greed this and hold on to it.
Down on either side. Sure, they can force him out of that Viper's pit, but the fact is there's going to be one going through if he even attempts it. Now
we should place it maybe, right? I don't know.
For Sushi Boy, a good start, but they need to try and clear these
Defender. Wait, Defender Killjoy ult. Destroyed. What? Where was it? Wait, this is a huge win for DRX. This is a massive win. They saved so many ults. They got a KJ ult out as well.
He needs to try and just kill as many players as possible, and RB will close it out. 3 for him in the round, and 3 on either side.
You can see RB thought about putting down that lockdown.
How interested am I in the game on a scale of 1 to 10?
That is a fantastic
this map 3 elimination, so
coming into this round,
at a 6.
They're only up against pistols. You know,
at a 6, them, moving towards a 7.
They ended up at 3-2 somehow, despite a terrible start to the half. Numerically on the scoreboard, they were able to bounce right back, gain full economic control, and now push Talon to an eco. They've got no ultimates, having already invested quite a few over on their side.
Oh, pause
this
music.
Is a big blow to the making themselves so predictable to this team that knows their comp inside out. And Sue even highlighted it before we started this. And she said that Mako in the interview said that they tried lots of different comps, but this was the best one to run, as they concluded. With all that time on the server, they certainly do know, I guess, the benefits.
The defender KJO was right next to the bomb. It was totally spammable. That's actually troll. Yeah. I didn't see where it was, but they broke it so quick.
Shots aren't gonna land.
I agree. I don't know why they placed it there.
They realized that they need to pressure RB out of these rounds. If they can get rid of him on
could have placed it behind the wall at least so it can't get spammed so easily. I don't know.
Flanks. The problem is, it's a lot easier said than done, because RB does very well. Even if he gets caught out, a lot of the time he's able to stay alive and call for reinforcements. Now, a tag has been hit on a couple of players, in fact. So this Marshall's becoming ever deadlier as the seconds go by. And now that pressure once again come on to the B site.
Cruz just a sliver of health. He has got his orb and his snake bites to try and make this a bit more difficult on the way through. Nano swarms from Sushi Boys as well.
I'm excited to watch Last of Us. Look where my head is, bro.
And you have to imagine that
God
DRX
damn
are
it,
not going to be
dude.
too afraid to take the fight to them. Recon up above even got it.
It's a half by.
Well, they got a pulse off, but no reveal from it. I don't quite know how many players are waiting for them on the other side. Here's the utility to make its way, but no snake bite. And that's going to cause a big problem.
They throw a nano swarm into the cove to try and do as much damage as possible. And that's the thing, they have done damage, Mitch. But it's not
where can you watch it? I don't know. I watched it on I think I watched it on HBO.
Desperately low. That cove doesn't last more than a second, but it forces a couple forward. In fact, Buzz right up close to that Viper screen. But so far, nothing found, and even a freebie almost missed by Sushi Boy. They will get absolutely nothing. A Prime Gaming flawless to take the lead for DRX.
Well, that is a
I don't think HBO is free, but there's a trial, I'm pretty sure. No, HBO is definitely not free. But I think it has a trial. You want to, like,
they did manage to
binge it.
Cruz, who was a big point man in that round. Not only did he have his orb there that they completely negated, but also the snake bites. They make something like that nano swarm just so much more deadly. And you can imagine they might actually walk out with the kill, leave the spike in the open, and have a chance to fight back. Some good ideas there, and that's the thing about Talon. Even when they lose rounds, you can see the ideas. You can see what they're planning to do. And that's why this game, for me, even in that first map for DRX, it wasn't that they were bad. It wasn't that they were making stupid mistakes. In fact, I'd look at it on the other side and say Talon played remarkably well, but now DRX are dialed in, and they're playing that same old game we see from them. Lose a map, look weak, doesn't matter. They can bounce back every single time. The BO3 is like a double elim bracket for them.
Gone it. Oh, he might get caught by this one. He will, but he's at least got back to his teammates.
This is what John Cutie was talking about when he was watching with us. He was pointing out the fact that the other team, I forget who it was playing versus C9, or it was DRX, right? Yeah, it was DRX actually. They kept planning top site. It's exactly this. And he was saying, like, they need to spam from top site. And that's exactly what Talon are doing. So they have the direct counter for it.
And there it goes. Fired up, in and out.
Wow.
A little bit of damage, not quite killing
They have to though. They have to though. They have to though.
Hunter's Fury comes through.
Oh no, he's dead though. They both died.
Like they might just have
oh my god.
He's out of the open. He's gotta be fast. He needs to hit the shot.
Wait, what?
Never mind.
Oh my god. I didn't realize this bug guy died. I was so confused for a second. Oh my god. Oh my god, I got so confused.
You know what, with these two teams, sometimes it can get a little bit confusing.
Every round has been so close.
It's okay, he didn't realize the bell guy died.
Closed in a 2v1. someone like that. The utility that was out and so on.
They both died at the same time.
That was the thing. They were so aggressive in their sprint.
I feel the tunnel vision. I feel it.
Because they did so well.
I was confused for a second. I was like, fuck, wait, what's happened? I was trying to understand. I thought he was talking about the spike blowing up, but then I was thinking to myself that it wasn't that late.
Last snake bite, so he just went out for the peek up top. I think he did kill the second diffuser.
They went against the script. They went against the script.
I guess the rush down on the Hunter's Fury really being the problem. And as we said, they just needed to buy a little more time on the site. Didn't manage it.
Mid.
Keeps it close.
They're already trying to fight deep within this one. Marco, I think, is waiting for someone on the other side. Is he going to check far enough over?
Oh,
That's the thing.
fuck.
This is a bit of an obscure spot. And I think that...
Wait, it's a fucking lurk on lurk. Oh my god, imagine Mako like walking into that.
Instead, they just get rid of him. Now this afterplan is hella weak in comparison to what we've seen prior.
Oh, what an incredible read. Honestly, he doesn't even second guess himself for a second to fight on site. Buzz does so well to get two. The gap in that wall, everything. And he'll even snipe Garnets out of the sky. Anti-air defense for him. With Foxy, the last remaining player. Buzz uses that to pad the stats a little more.
I love Jet so much.
To work with,
I mean, I love Buzz, yeah.
And DRX, they lose one, but they're right back in it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even though we've had adaptations from Talon, making
that
realization that you're going to have that sort of deep Viper playing those afterplans, just using those snake bites that caused them issues in the last round. They deal with that, but there's an adaptation on the other side. Get aggressive, get up in their faces, and that's what they were doing in their last matchup as well. There was the 4 players almost working on the afterplans, and then one, and that one player was Buzz.
Oh my god, the aggression here on A-Main. 3 players running it. They go for the orb immediately, but they were ready for a fight. 2 players watching for that rapid
Buzz is buzzing XD.
How patient they're being.
That's why Plink will always be better.
Rounds where we've seen that attempted.
Like comments like that.
Aggressive and sure, he's running the classic, building the orb for the Blade Storm, but they don't know that. So obviously they're worried about him being close, being up top, ready to fight. But I think the giveaway here is the fact that we haven't seen any of that pressure come out of Jit Boys. We're seeing, and indeed, he just put in his Cascade super close, right? So at this point, this is where Talon are sort of telegraphing the passive play. But they haven't given away the fact that there's this many players here.
Yeah, they've also put their Nano Swarm ready to try and deny the plant. I'll be honest, I don't think they're going to be alive to even be able to do that. All sat close. Dark going through, and the realization's been made. They've spotted so many players off the back of it, they're going to try and double round towards this B site. And unfortunately for Talon, they haven't realized. So although they had the stack right initially, they're going to have to very quickly try and run back to B to have any presence in this round.
It doesn't really look like they'll get there in time. The orb is here to greet them, but it's even coming online too late. Or might have been online already. Could be the reason for the delay.
Woo!
Plant is secured.
What's going on? Half by 5v5.
RB, you're disgusting, but that turret is still online. They're hearing it.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Trigger to win. All right, he's flanking. Don't shoot him. No, man. I wanted him to do the play where he tells his team he's flanking, and he actually goes to flank as well. Fuck.
What? Buzz is going aggressive here? They're against pistols, Tom.
Oh, man.
He's so aggro. He doesn't even...
That's the thing, though. He has so much faith in his teammates after.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
He's basically looking for that knockout blow.
What's up, motherfucker?
Single round. He's going to get it with the shorty. This man is feeling
just bought an HBO subscription to the show. Better not be ass, little bro. Last of Us? No, it's a really good show. It's a really good show.
Than when they were versus Cloud9.
I mean, I haven't heard from anyone. I don't know. I feel like
this is looking really clean.
I feel like everyone likes it, but probably people that don't like it. But most people like it.
Attack side rounds. Just think about the previous map. It's where they struggle. Look at them.
The next episode comes out tonight at 9 p.m. East. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm watching. So if you're watching at 9, know that I'm watching as well. So we're watching the same time. If you start watching at 9, I'll be watching at 9. Even though we're not talking to each other, just know that I'm also watching with you. So like we're kind of watching together. Kind of.
They went 3-0 up and have got 1 round since. This half is dominant for DRX, and
it's kind of romantic if you really think about it.
We saw in map number 1 of this series.
Yeah, again, we still don't really know where this comps.
Wait, what is that emo supposed to be?
That there is a heavy attack
oh, parasocial?
Job,
hey, why is that the emo for parasocial?
I don't think DRX would be as confident going into it if it had such fatal flaws. Again, we're going to see this combination of that cascade and the Viper screen to create a little pocket of space. The Cove still available, but there's spam.
TwitchCon badge?
Wanting to try and deal with someone at least. And
Alright, no parasocial shit though.
Themselves that plant, and by the looks of it, they'll have free fallback.
Managed to get rid of the Nano Swarm.
Check this lurk, bro.
Foxy again.
Bro, why is he lurking? You're a defender. Why are you lurking in our spawn? That's where we lurk. Why the fuck's he lurking there?
That info could have been crucial.
Wait, this is actually really bad Sova ult.
And Cruz is caught off guard.
Like, it looks like it's going to be good, but...
Yeah, Leaves got it. And that rotation. But they're still sat back, waiting. Another snake bite going down, leaves invulnerable. A bullet or two will do the job. And DRX again showing how deadly their afterplants have been. They lose that flanker of RB, but Marco is so quick to adapt and make sure that they're not caught out. And unfortunately, I don't want to blame a Hunter's Fury, but that gets a tag or two.
Yeah.
It just didn't really connect.
7 out of the last 8 rounds have gone to DRX. Talon, trying to even recall what it feels like to win a round. They need this one.
Yo, little bro, it's me again. You off the perk today? Always, dog.
Icebox. With this comp, I don't know. Maybe we can have more faith in them. Maybe they'll pull something crazy out and show us a level of mastery that not even DRX have hit with this composition. But right now, it's looking scary. 7 of the last 8 rounds, 1 to play for.
Watch out, watch out.
That orb
we got a Radage. Found your ass.
Okay, Buzz doesn't get anything.
What the fuck is this?
Alongside Garnet has found a couple, and they've got their lockdown in. RB now.
Kind of threw this round, right? We agree they threw.
He hits a nice shot, but they at least
7-5 though. It was a big comeback. It was a big comeback for DRX.
And honestly, Mitch has said, we know this comp can work on the attack. We know that they've been pretty solid in their pistol rounds. The question will be for me now, can DRX prove to us that this comp still works defensively?
25 HP between those last 2 players, Tom. It certainly wasn't a clean round, but they might be able to bounce back into this. The reality is, their attack is about to be tested. We heard from the... that this event has gone the distance.
Yeah, it's not been clean for DRX, but this composition has been one that they've proven to beat the very best. They took down El Diablo, now they've got...
Alexa, what is Keck W?
From Pacific to try and close this out and head their way.
There's probably some fucking boomer out there that has done that.
The devil they don't know, and now it's the devil they do. Talon with 5 rounds on the board, mounting their attack. This has been the difficult part of the series for them so far. And they're starting this one with a deficit. The pistol would...
Bro, my Alexa's talking. Wait, did I get your Alexa? That's sick. Wait, have you got me on speakers or your TV? Alexa, what is the weather in Sao Paulo?
Players watching it. This opening fights everything.
Yeah, they've gone heavy on the Sheriffs. Clearly expecting some ranged fights when it comes to Talon. One of them on Sushi Boy as well, so he's not going to have much post-plant utility to play with. Instead, though, Snakebite used aggressively.
Alexa, turn off lights.
Down to try and deny them that extra space, and in fact, they're throwing a lot of utility deep. They're trying to push them all the way back.
Wow. And still to go for a deep...
No. Okay, I'm done.
It's all this space taking, kind of just leaves Sushi Boys isolated. Almost got a reward for his trouble, but instead, 5 versus 4 retake to be mounted. DRX, though, a lot of players are low HP here. Could cause some problems for them on the way through. Look how
he says, thanks, little bro. I'm sitting in the dark now.
And the numbers, okay, they don't stay in their favor forever. That diffuse underway, and they needed to. They haven't noticed the code.
They can't break it.
They're gonna swing in way too late. Diffuse already done.
Yeah, it started all right. That was the thing. I don't mind the idea. Taking much deeper control with that high tide, even saved the code.
Alexa, Siri don't fuck with you.
For the players to try and push back into. But I just don't even think they heard the diffuse. I think it started coming through with no one even realizing. And because of that, so late on the swing, players just guarding that spike. And a decent round again for RB. He's been having a fantastic series. I remember talking about this man in the past of like, is he the person to go to allow space for Buzz to be more of that duelist? Well, he just needed some time, it seems. Adapted his own game, and now...
All right. But DRX are bringing this shit back on their asses, bro.
Oh, hello.
It was like, what was it, 4-0? It was 4-0. No, it was 3-1. It was 3-1. It was 3-1. Then I think it was 4-2. And then, yeah. It was 4-2, and then it was 4-7, and then 5-7. 4-2, 4-7, 5-7.
That is devastating. Well, there we go.
Eventually, seemingly more of the same. Nice couple of shots, and they're expecting Sushi Boy now. Spotted him in mid, trapped in the corner, spike down on the ground and not planted. If he can get anything from this, that would be a huge success.
He's at least got the information here that the turret's playing in kitchen. This is something that Talon did on their defense, so it's not a big surprise or anything. We've seen that.
I'm not doing the knock thing, guys. Not today. It has to be spontaneous. You can't force it. Also, you can't overuse it because then it's not funny anymore. It has to be like during double overtime of the finals or some shit. You know?
To try to take that information out of your hand. I think
like when you least expect it, when we have the most eyes and we can view that, we have to go for a big grab, guys. A big grab. Max viewership when you least expect it, and then the Keck W's start coming in. No one knows what the fuck's going on. Millions around the world are trying to check their walls and windows. So don't ruin it, okay? Don't fucking ruin it.
Heat map. It might be the only team I've seen that just refuses to play that part of the map.
Yeah, they maybe had an aggressive dash through under the tube, but I don't think they had much else. Here we go, though. This has been the bread and butter of this comp. Garnet, I think he's actually missed where he was.
It's not a leaked strat. I need you guys to be in on it.
A little bit later, and because of that, they're ready. Good trade, though, from Jip.
It's between us.
Again, the spike now on the ground, the stinger doing the work. And while the rest of the team are probably hoping to end up in an afterplant, the Cove already being used.
3v3, bombs down, back sides.
This is now becoming a very difficult round for Talon.
I mean, they've still got a minute, but it's the spike position that's just so damning. Even if they wait, there's no way the DRX are going to rotate to the other side of the map. I hope to catch them as they reposition, but I mean, you even start to worry about a flank at this point. I don't think Sushi Boy still has his turret up. Good kill. Shock Dart was on as well. Stacks running through, caught from up above, and that is clean. A close to the round that puts Talon on 6.
I got the first one in chat.
Be slowing down. They're right back into a bye.
Yeah, that could have been a hell of a lot worse.
It absolutely could have.
In a 3v3 scenario, they're fairly patient, calm, and I think it was actually just the one kill coming.
Yeah, have I played Detroit again? No, I haven't played yet.
This frag here turned the tide a little bit.
I think I ruined my Detroit game though. Like, I've made all the wrong decisions, according to chat at least.
Now the rifles come up for DRX as well. However, Jip Boys has been farming orbs, so they are going to have themselves their own online in the form of the Reckoning.
Actually seeing practically nobody on this A site from DRX.
I hope you enjoyed your 38th birthday yesterday. Yes, me and your mother had a great time.
Now, what's the response, Tom?
She took me for dinner. She got me flowers.
It's not even tagged a single
player. It was
so their response is being to push
very romantic night.
3 players gone down, 2 leading the charge, and it's Cruz who has to hold strong. Good trade to start. And there's still a second player here. That shouldn't be expected, but it is spotted. With Mako falling, now DRX are in trouble.
Yeah, they did really well. The fact is, the plan from DRX was
I wasn't going to say it, but I had a weird feeling that Talon was going to bring back this game. No joke, that they would bring it back and win it. But now that I say that, they won't do it.
Let's fight on both fronts. Let's try and be greedy, hold the control.
Yeah, that's where I'm like that's the conversation I was having with myself. I was like thinking to myself, I really feel like Talon's going to bring this back, but if I say it, then they won't. So I will say it. That way DRX win.
It's quick thinking, and ultimately it's what won them the round.
But then if I bring it up that I'm saying it and I'm jinxing it, that's countering the jinx. But now that I'm doing it again, it's also countering it again. So it's just kind of an endless loop now. And now it's out of my control. I keep reversing the reverse. My God, it's a jinxception. It's an endless loop.
That's a big blow in that round. A triple flank. Spot the first, trade it out 1 by 1. You really think at that point that
who actually let him cook? Who actually let him cook?
Behind enemy lines, but it just so happened that Jip Boys was in the middle of checking that spot for the jet. And
do you live alone? Why do you get such thoughts about jinxing? Yeah, that's what I think about when I try to go to sleep. It's thinking about how to counter jinx, my jinx, and also Phantom or Vandal. Those are the 2 things I think about when I'm going to bed at night.
Whole job is to delay. and Stacks as well really doesn't have anything to play with.
Yep.
They have been able to go for a fast rotation, but this is all a ruse. They've used the screen and are starting to put that pressure onto Buzz. An initial tag, but only one player spotted. And that one player being the Lurk means that they're not going to pull a rotation just yet.
You counter Jinx with a Blitzcrank or a Thresh?
Prominent that Killjoy position.
Oh, okay.
Around A, having your turret or your alarm bot.
That makes sense.
Is very common.
Just Thresh to like grab the Jinx, yeah. Take the Jinx out of the fight.
Here. We're down to just one blade. My math is right. Buzz is going to have to hit
W League joke though.
right
W
away.
League reference from the chatter.
He's going to be relegated to
Nice job on the pun. Okay. I talked that entire time we're still in a 5v5. That's actually crazy. It's like I have enough time to like fucking have a 3-minute conversation and still watch the entire end of the round where everyone's still alive. Oh my god. This is eco for DRX. So is there a world where they stick this bomb and win?
Maybe try and confirm this one. Defuse actually still coming, but it seems like they don't really need it. Eventually, they will win out just with the rifles alone. Didn't have to send in that ult. And Talon, well, they keep it very clean indeed.
Yeah, well tempered at the very end. They don't allow DRX to bait them into over-aggression. They don't allow them to dump too many ultimates into it. Instead, it's patient. And from DRX, at 9-8. Got to start to feel a little bit threatened by questions around Talon's attack. Different map and so on, but it's actually primarily the
have yet to make a top 4 ever. In fact, it's the first time we see this organization even make it into one of these international events. They've signed players.
Everyone that's still in the crowd right now should get like a special gift, parting gift today. Because it's almost 9 p.m. in Brazil. Tomorrow is Monday, so people have school/work, and they're watching DRX versus Talon, which is not considered to be like one of the more hype matches, right? It is a big match in context of everything.
It looks like Talon want to take
because it's for placement.
Look how many players are here.
But for the local fans, you can see like the crowd is not as booming compared to the previous match. So everyone gets a free t-shirt.
Only their back being watched by a turret. I think they're going to have
on John Riot. Is that the name of the owner of Riot?
Breaks, which works very well for them in pulling Killjoy a bit more towards mid. The rotation will be so quick when they eventually go for it.
And they've got Viper's Pit, but Reckoning would probably deny that, although I say that, they've already used it. They're trying to stop them planting at all.
It's summer break.
Like they're going to try and stick it at Marco.
Wow, what a Giga Chad for that play. Oh, Zest is always good for the multi-frags, bro.
It's left onto Foxy. The other teammate a little bit further away. You can see Marco just playing this one a little bit more tentative until he hears the steps. A great round from him from start to finish, and double digits hit for DRX.
He ran at him with his bow. He literally ran at him with his bow and arrow.
It's been 3 rounds since they got one on the board. Talon have been doing very well at streaking rounds.
More interesting names from Lot R. How do you go about pronouncing this one? Legolas.
What a stupid
Legolas. Pretty straightforward once you know. Legolas, and now you know. Here are more videos on how to pronounce more names from Lord of the Rings, whose pronunciations aren't exactly always obvious. I'll see you there to learn more.
Yo, this guy sounds so fucking creepy. I'm sorry.
Probably an eco, especially with no blades.
I still don't know how to say it. Legolas. Legolas.
11-8 and still have a close game, but if Talon win this, we're back to neck and neck.
Drone pretty much ready to go. Hunter's Fury available, but it might just be the plan to try and get in with that Viper's Pit. Even when it's counter available, much more of a chance for a plan. Zest is just playing almost hidden, hoping that someone attempts something here. And he's
just waiting, Azuna!
Across the rope goes Sushi Boy, and Marco this time he's going to get traded as well.
Azuna.
Well, a trade good enough a lot of the time. Sushi Boys goes down, and Cruz trades it. A brave play to step out of that Viper's Pit, but in the end, it's left them with the advantage, a huge advantage, in fact, to play with. With the plant down, the pit to cover, and a completely unknown Foxy.
But an op, they should save maybe or no? Viper rolls. This is so hard. Stacks is low. Let's save. Yeah.
Completely ticked here for Talon, and DRX have realized that.
That's the right
But that's
call.
the thing. He used the Hunter's
Have I done an unbanned request stream? I have. We just kept everyone banned. There was too many, and we just kept them all banned.
I'll say Zest, I'll be honest.
Right? That's what we did, I think. I think we denied all unbans. We said no. We kept them all banned.
They were ready and watching for somebody to be around, and, well, obviously.
We did like we did it for like 30 minutes, and then there was too many because I was going too slow. And it was like over 1,000, so we just kept them all. Wait, look at that on the map. It's a question mark. What the fuck? He made a perfect question mark.
So, what I was gonna say was, yeah.
This guy's a fucking artist, dude. We got Picasso in the server, people.
It's fine. You know, it is what it is. Don't get an ult orb if you do that, just because I've heard people say that before, but you know, that's not been a thing since 2020. Maybe he hasn't read the.
That's a double question mark because he drew one on the map and he exploded to the spike. That's the most question mark moment we've had in a while.
Head height down below. He's expecting a normal push. The fact that Sushi Boys comes on the rope and is aiming at his head height is what gives him that fight so easily.
Well, the difference back down to just one.
He wrote question mark. Why are we question marking?
Is where DRX are in a little bit of trouble.
Okay, 9, 10. What's 9 plus 10? 21 Savage. Yup.
Sending in the jet.
We're gonna
follow up.
fake. Oh no, we're just going straight to A.
That drone, close angles cleared. There's still a decent amount of weaponry waiting
5-man
on
A.
this A site. If they
Right
decide
into
to
the
go in
op.
this
Let's see if they clear
direction,
it.
They might just be punished.
It's all on this first shot, but Buzz has spotted the player.
What is going on in the chat?
He's ready for the peak.
Oh my god.
It's coming any second now. 50 on the clock. Talon entirely set on taking this A site, and Buzz won't get the opportunity to take the first kill, and a brave play, but he dashes right out of there.
This is very used as well. They're desperately trying something.
What?
The trade's coming back, but it's still a slight
Garnet!
advantage for the moment. Garnet just goes huge. He's found 3 kills with that Blade Storm. They're going to be able to get the plant, and he might have just.
This is Eco from DRX with the 2 save weapons.
DRX, but that did not last
So
long.
pretty successful, but maybe they should have actually won here. Let's see.
Oh, he's clutched out rounds.
Oh, did he see that? Yeah.
This time on the attacking side, he misses the first, but gets it after. Down to 16 HP. 1 blade, all that's needed from Garnet's. He's holding the angle close right, and there's the shot, but Zest can't land it.
Ooh,
and a wide swing,
nice
but
try. Garnet, crazy round for him. Let's get that replay. Let's get that replay.
Tied up. This game going.
Oh my God! Elimination map here.
Tom and, well, an Icebox OT. I can't say I'm surprised if we get there.
Let's see it.
I think most people thought this broadcast would be over by now.
Hours ago.
I think most people still in this arena thought.
Yeah, pretty easy, but well done.
But instead, 10 to 10. Talon fighting their way back, taking their opponent's composition.
Well done, though. Garnet guy has been playing lights out, I think, the entire event. So, like I said,
that was a round that was
I don't know if he's on a team. Is he just a 6th man? Is that his official position? Or is he like coming over as a full ringer?
You might not have seen it much before, but Cruz is
He's just a 6th man? He doesn't play for another team.
Cook,
okay.
He's going to be playing super late in the round, but turret's gone.
This Viper ult is very... Oh, wait, this Harbor Wall sucks, bro. The Harbor Wall didn't connect.
And took the gun himself right into the site, and he's still going.
That Harbor Wall is a big issue.
Clearing it piece by piece and grabbing the information.
They're going back to B. This is perfect. Oh my God! Wait, they're going through mid though.
Continue moving forward.
Do you hear them? Someone pinged it. I wonder if he's saying they can go there or if they are there. It seems like they could. It was a they could comm, I think.
So they'll bypass him.
Wait, the alarm bot's down. That's fine.
The fight maybe stacks.
They're going to be able to get.
Harbor's very aware. Everyone's very aware of what's open. I think DRX are chilling, but it could come down to the duels though. Just a straight up aim fight.
They won't actually know until they've pushed through. And just trying to get any form of battle, it seems like it's just going to be played as a retake. The dart, not going to catch, but it will buy a little bit of extra time. and they know exactly where it's been planted for.
They know that turret was taken out earlier on. The kitchen is exposed, and they're watching.
I mean, they've got a chance here. They've got a real fucking chance.
That position catches Foxy off guard completely. Okay. Stacks just takes command of the round for DRX. And the lead is once again in their hands. This Korean squad is here to play. Every single time that they've entered a series at this event.
Well, honestly, well played by Stacks to go super slow, though.
This is their home territory. This is their comfort. This is their composition. Talon will have to dig deep if they want to take this victory, Tom, because losing that round has decimated their economy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Both teams now have pretty much expended every single ultimate.
Rifles here, and that's it.
Yeah, 11 to 10. DRX win this one, and yeah, it should be the home stretch. But the same could be said for the other side. They might be able to just drag their opponents into the dirt. Again, we're going to see this aggressive dash, but Stacks is out. Not willing to overface. He's the solo defender. His whole job is to try and delay he has.
Well, the rotations from DRX come slowly, but it does mean Buzz is here to help out. That second player, we're expecting the dash out of Garnets for back yellow. They'll take the space and fight for it after. Stacks wants to make them pay on the way through. Usually when that recon goes out is when the dash has been coming through, but Talon off pace a little bit in this round. Instead, looking to actually take a fight. They want to punish some of these duels, but DRX are being patient. By the time they eventually make those peaks happen, well, I was going to say the spike might be down, but no, this isn't a commitment. I don't think Talon even, I don't want to say they don't want to go B. They've so many players here, but I think they're trying to bait a rotation or a flank from A.
Oh, they're making them second guess by waiting so long, right? You see the rotates going back to A?
I think they expected it to be a fake at this stage, almost doubling around as they're going to get towards the site. Finally, Buzz low, and he's going to swing back into an opponent. They've somehow, with their
POV, bro.
Found themselves an opener.
Big pickup for Stacks.
Very quick to respond, though. Retake sits in the same
the lurk. The lurk got a kill, and he's double lurking now.
Rather than to plan.
What?
With the lurk from Cruz,
Oh no, there's a turret, but he can swing past it and get the kill.
I mean, this is going to put pressure on Talon to move forward.
He broke turret. They know he's there, right? Wait, they don't know. He broke turret, bro. He broke turret. Wait, he's on the bomb. Oh.
Underneath their nose.
Okay, my bad.
It's not for the first time that Talon have had players alive in post plans, but they could not see the spike.
I was looking at radar. I was looking at radar. The bomb is defused. Bro, he just Giga Chad defused it through his harbor smoke, huh? Damn.
Light shields, utility
what the fuck happened?
And 2 in a row needed to fight back into this.
Yeah, he just stuck it through. Wait, his orb was down. They couldn't spam him.
I feel like Garnets had to see that he was defusing.
Bro, they knew. Yeah, why didn't they spam him? Holy fuck, Stacks is so crazy, man.
Faith in a teammate to hold
the turret doesn't see him.
DRX, they get the benefits of it. And now maybe
this might be it. This might be it, guys. This might be the moment we've been waiting for.
Instead, they want to put the pressure right back on.
Buzz Light. Buzz Light. Look at that. No overheat, bro. I could never. I could never.
No matter what happens.
Check the Viper lurk. Check the Viper lurk. Observer switch now. Observer switch now.
For their country, most certainly.
What? He wasn't even shooting at his head. He shot below his waist and got a headshot.
DRX, so they've been after.
And he was moving.
The Korean meta, the Korean era for a long,
That's it. That's all she wrote.
Like
DRX, another top 4 secured.
Top 4 within their grasp of 5.
Another top 4 for DRX. Will this be the event they win? We've all been waiting. New Genes are waiting. We've been waiting eternities. Please, one time, give it to us.
We've seen on an individual level in this entire event.
They keep
going to be used. A lockdown into
blue balling with this top 4.
Boys, but now he's the last man standing, and that final blow is
about
to be dealt.
GG.
DRX are going all the way. 13 to 10. Although Talon can be proud of what they've done here today, DRX are the ultimate victors.